Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. Yesterday was a long ride. It ended very late. We missed our ferry did not arrive, so we had to kind of chill out. We didn't get to bed until midnight. I didn't get to bed until 1. So we are doing a short ride today. We're going to an island called Lopez. It's just me, Zach, and Pat, who you'll see in a second. And we're just going to do a short ride around the island. And that's what today's episode is going to be about. Probably end up with some dinner with everybody. For those of you that don't know, my name is Matt, and I'm a traveler, and I'm currently in the San Juan Islands outside of Seattle. And I'm doing a recumbent trike event where we're spending a number of days traveling around the islands and bouncing around and eating good food. Should be a beautiful ride actually on the ferry. We're the last stop, so we'll be snaking through some beautiful parts of the San Juan. Zach, you run a sales company, right? You sell trucks.
I am a recumbent dealer in Alameda, California.
Yep.
Zach Kaplan Cycles.
He's a legend. You're about to go on a double century in a week.
Yeah, if all goes well, yeah.
And everybody knows Pat. Got it. It's windier than it was yesterday, and I thought it was windy yesterday.
I thought it was reasonably windy yesterday too.
Right here, you can see like the water's all churning up. The tide, because the tide was down, so it must be coming back or something.
Yeah,
backfilling. When you think about the volume of water that has to move
to flow in and out
of a tide, I mean, we're talking across the entire, globe. Obviously, it's higher towards the equator, but it's not as high here. It's higher towards the equator, right? That's where the pull of the moon is higher.
And the depth of the tides is more how the sea depth changes. And the geography.
Okay.
Because if you're dragging a whole bunch of water across the Pacific, and then you come to someplace shallow, then it makes a bigger effect.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So that's why there's some places that have tidal bores, and I know that there's one in China. I don't know what river it's on, but when the tide comes in, all this massive water gets focused. And booms down this
Hangzhou.
thing.
Hangzhou's river, like the Hangzhou Bay, you'll have like one contiguous roller,
big wave,
and then you can surf on it. It's like you can surf it all the way up the river.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing. The Bay of Fundy in like New Brunswick, I think is that way. I remember reading about that as a kid, that it's got like a 20-foot tide.
Holy moly.
Yeah. And you see, it was in National Geographic, and there's a picture that the boats are up here, and the next picture is the boats are down there, and there's no water to be seen anywhere. And it's like,
see you later.
That was 15 feet higher. There's no water anywhere. And then, pictures of the tidal bore coming in. It's just this big wave that comes in and out every day.
And think about carrying around a 5-gallon bucket of paint or something, or water, whatever. I mean, I fill up fish tanks. I know the weight
think
of
about
water, the weight of all of that.
Yeah.
Just slowly sloshing around, It's
well,
crazy.
that's one of the reasons that the Earth's rotation is slowing down and the moon is getting closer, because it's spending its momentum dragging all that stuff around. The Earth's oceans around. It's gradually slowing things down.
Today would be a great day to go sailing. Just a steady onslaught of wind, and the waves are not too high. This would be a fun place to go sailing. My grandparents put me through a sailing course at the local yacht club when I was younger, like super young, and we learned how to sail. I don't remember any of it, but it was fun. And I remember my grandparents also had a sunfish. If you don't know what a sunfish is, it's a very, very small sailboat with like a little cubby where you sit in it, like one person sailboat. And I remember taking that out on the lake, and it was really windy like this, and it kept flipping over. I got out into the middle of the lake, and then the waves kicked up, and then the boat kept kicking over, and I kept having to right it and go, and then it would kick over, and then I'd have to pull it over again, and then it'd fall over, capsize, and then over and over and over. I was so exhausted that I actually questioned whether I had enough in the tank to actually get home. I was really worried, but obviously it ended well. First stop, Shaw Island. Next stop is Orcas. That's where we were yesterday. If you want to watch Orcas and see some cool things, there's a Mountain Constitution here that we rode up yesterday, and there's some nice drone footage and whatnot, so you can check that out. Amazing how much thrust they've got here to like stall the ship. Yesterday we were right here. We were looking at, there's dolphins that were cruising around here and some seals. It's pretty cool. Look at these guys. They've got to back up and back off just by the sheer way that they boarded that last location. That's some talent, man. Funny. There's a medical emergency on board. Actually, there's a family that we were just talking to them. They're Chinese, and they had a little mixed child that was half American, and the grandmother has some heart issues. So she gets care. Everybody's waiting now. All right, so we are on Lopez Island. We're going to try and cycle around, and I think all the ferries now, because of this medical emergency, are delayed by like about an hour almost. So it is what it is. So Lopez is a fairly flat island apparently, and a little bit more relaxed. The normal bike route that is recommended goes through the center of the island, but we're gonna go off the beaten path a little bit and try and go along the coast a little bit, and so we're headed that way. Hello. Those trees are really interesting. The bark, I guess, falls off it, splits off of it, and just like melts away, leaving a interesting reddish greenish trunk. Kind of cool.
What's your Chinese name?
Mater. Ma is Chinese for horse, and then te is part of a word called tebiede. Tebiede is special. So Mater means special horse. So Lopez is like the most rural of the San Juan Islands. I guess the most rural that is like somewhat populated. I'm sure there's more sparsely populated, like empty islands, but yeah, so we're just stopping around. We don't have a ton of time, I guess, because of this whole ferry debacle in the morning, so just gonna make our way around, enjoy the island a little bit, and then make our way back to Friday Harbor for dinner. Alright, well that was nice. It's just a nice day to get in touch with nature and with some friends. So, back on the road, continue exploring. I missed it, but that road was called Less Traveled. So whoever lives on that road literally lives on the road less traveled. That's pretty cool. Where do you live? I live on the road less traveled. No, like I know that, blah, blah, blah. Where do you live? No, really, I live on the road less traveled. Jackass. No, really, that's what it's called. Come on now. Zach? Huh? You want it? It's free.
Got a little moss now.
It's free. Not a great view of Lopez Island, but I think the journey here was more exciting than the island itself in many ways. We're headed back. We're gonna grab some dinner. I'm gonna turn off my Garmin and we'll call it a day. Alright guys, we're going to end the episode today. I hope you enjoyed our ride in Lopez. But I have just finished an interesting conversation over some whiskey with Steve Roberts. He was featured on Donahue.
Steve Roberts' home is a 580-pound, $1.5 million bicycle.
It's a great life.
Yes, the bike even talks. Well, Stephen, where do we start here?
For riding across America on basically a computer recumbent bicycle. And really interesting guy. I recorded an interview with him, but I'm not going to share it in this episode because it's good on its own. So check it out. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Bye-bye.
See you, man.
See ya.